Hi, and welcome to another episode of Versatile Podcast, where we bring you inspiring conversations with successful leaders, educators, and entrepreneurs in the MENA region. I'm your host, Musa Razan. I'm an INJAZ Bahrain alumni of 2023, and today we have a special guest with us, a dynamic individual whose journey is bound to motivate and inspire all of us. Our guest today is Razan Al-Qaseer. Razan, welcome.
Thank you, Musa, for this lovely opportunity, and I'm glad to be here today with you all.
Thank you very much for joining us. Razan, before we kind of dive into your journey and what you've done, what you've accomplished, maybe you can tell us more about yourself and who you are. Give us a bit about your background.
I actually graduated with a degree in accounting and minor of finance from the University of Bahrain. And following that, I have actually obtained my diploma in governance, risk and compliance and specialized in money laundering. Currently, I'm the compliance officer and money laundering reporting officer of Bahrain Bourse, the stock exchange. On the other hand, away from the financial sector, I'm also the owner of the first calisthenics academy in Bahrain. And not to forget, INJAZ Bahrain alumni.
Fantastic. Now, if we can just kind of move into the first objective of our podcast and which we want to kind of dive in and talk about. Let's just go ahead and label it maybe under inspiring the youth or inspiring young individuals. Razan, as I've seen and as I've heard, you've had an impressive career journey so far, and I'm sure you're going to continue to do so. Maybe you can walk us through some of the key moments that have shaped your character, shaped your professional life, and maybe what advice do you have for young aspiring professionals in the region or just the youth in general?
Definitely. Throughout my professional life, several key moments have shaped my journey. First of all, and during my university period, I was fully engaged with INJAZ Bahrain as a student and as a volunteer, where INJAZ Bahrain was one of the main aspects that actually shaped me who I am today. Their focus on how to become an entrepreneur and leader today is unbelievable. On the other hand, my shift to the compliance and money laundering field has shaped me today as well, as I have to be aware of everything that's happening within an organization and across the world. And with regard to my advice to the young aspiring youth, is that they should involve themselves with the community services, as I believe that giving back to the community not only contribute to societal well-being, but also broadens their perspectives and networks. In addition to pursue their passion, they shouldn't be shy from integrating their passion into their professional life, and this can lead to fulfilling a unique career. And finally, definitely to focus on diversifying their skills. As the current world changes on a daily basis, I believe that a well-diversified skills enhances their adaptability and open new doors of new opportunities.
Razan, that's truly inspiring. I think I speak on behalf of all the listeners with us today. Now, just considering your experiences and what you have been through the past few years, what do you believe are some of the essential qualities or characteristics that the young individuals should kind of focus on developing to, let's say, thrive in today's market or in today's competitive landscape?
I believe that in today's competitive landscape, young individuals should focus mainly on developing their leadership skills. Even if they're not in a formal leadership role, or cultivating leadership qualities such as initiatives, accountability, and the ability to inspire others, I believe is very beneficial. Secondly, their entrepreneurial mindset, fostering an entrepreneurial mindset, embracing innovation, creativity, and willingness to take calculated risk. And as well, I believe that they have to develop resilience to navigate challenges and setbacks. The ability to bounce back from failures is integral to long-term success. And finally, I believe they have to always continue learning, to never stop acquiring new knowledges and skills. A commitment to lifelong learning will keep them relevant and ahead of the curve.
Interesting, Razan. I think we kind of covered the first aspect of this podcast. I want to go ahead and move on to an equally important objective of today's podcast. I want to label it under being the involvement of the private sector partners in the activities and in the region. Razan, as I've seen and as I've heard, you've been very active and engaged in sports and sports management. In your opinion, how important is it for private sector leaders to participate in, let's say, discussion like ours? And what impact do you think it has on the overall development of the region we are in?
Definitely, Musa. I believe that private sector's leaders' involvement in discussion like ours is paramount. Like their participation brings diverse perspectives, industry insight, and a practical understanding of their challenges and opportunities today. This engagement creates a great approach to the regional development. In addition, the impact is huge. First, like it promotes innovation and efficiency, as private sector leaders often bring entrepreneurial and market-driven perspective from based on like their own experience. This collaboration can lead to the implementation of a great strategies and great economic and community development goals. In addition, like they share their expertise from the private sector leaders can enhance the quality of discussion and implementation of initiatives. And this will actually, like what I say, is and inspire the current youth.
Razan, I heard you mention collaborations, and I want to label it also under, let's say, partnerships. And I want to go ahead and go just a bit in depth in what you mentioned here. In your opinion, how can these partnerships between the private sector that was mentioned earlier and initiatives, let's say like INJAZ initiative, how can those partnerships contribute to the growth and innovation of various industries within the MENA region?
In my humble opinion, I believe that the partnership between the private sector and initiatives like INJAZ play an important role in fostering the growth and innovation across various industries, such as by supporting the startups, providing them with mentorships, and even investing in those innovative ventures. Private sectors can actively contribute to the development of essential skills among the youth. This does not only addresses the talent gap, but also ensures a future workforce that aligns with industry needs. For example, providing the youth with internship, job shadows, and further mentorship courses.
Yeah, I agree, Razan. One aspect that I also want to focus on during today's podcast, I want to go ahead and label it maybe under challenges and successes. I think you'd understand when we say that with every journey that a person faces comes a set of challenges and a set of successes. Maybe you can share with us a specific challenge you faced in your career and how you overcame it. And on the flip side, maybe a defining success moment for you that you'd also like to share.
One of the significant challenges that I faced in my career was actually shift to the regulatory sector, or like compliance and money laundering. As a compliance officer and money laundering reporting officer at the stock exchange, the nature of the financial regulation poses like a constant challenge, requiring me to stay updated on evolving compliance standards on a daily basis. That's a huge challenge for me. And actually, to overcome this challenge, I prioritize like continuous learning. I engaged in regular professional development, attended relevant seminars, and also tried to get mentorship from experienced professionals. This approach actually enhanced my knowledge, and also led me to develop effective strategies for the compliance management. And if we want to speak about the success moment for me, it was when I established my own calisthenics academy. Combining like my passion for fitness and entrepreneurial spirit, I created a space that not only promotes physical well-being, but also builds a community around shared calisthenics goals. Seeing the positive impact on individual lives today and the growth of the academy has been a rewarding thing for me.
Razan, thank you very much for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. I'm sure that I speak on behalf of all our listeners when I say that we truly have a lot of takeaways and valuable lessons from your experience. But before we wrap up this podcast, is there any maybe final piece of advice or message you'd like to share with our audience today?
My final advice is to embrace the journey of continuous growth, is to be open to new experiences, challenges, and opportunities. And also to remember that setbacks are often stepping stones to success. Like, always seek to expand your knowledge, build meaningful connection, and stay true to your own values.
Razan, again, thank you very much. This concludes, ladies and gentlemen, another episode of the Fursati Podcast. Once again, a big thank you goes to our guest, Razan Al-Qaseer, for joining us today. If you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for more inspiring conversations. Until next time, this is Musa Rajab, your host.